It is the last trading session of 2023, and while NDTV has spoken about the phenomenal performance of the stock markets in 2023 in the past few days, today the spotlight is on 2024. As we approach the new year, NDTV speaks to market expert and Managing Director of Kotak Mahindra Asset Management, Nilesh Shah, about the outlook for 2024. Thank you for joining us. The big question ahead of the new year that is on everyone's mind is, what is your market outlook for 2024?
There's a lot of optimism about 2024, partly because for 8 years in running, markets have given positive return. The investors' expectations are high, partly because there is Triveni Sangam of growth, governance and green in Indian market. This all has resulted into our markets moving at all-time high with a reasonably premium valuation to emerging markets. In some sense, our market is like Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli. People have expectations and hence they are paying premium to watch you.
All right, interesting cricket analogy there. But, for those wondering, how will the Nifty and Sensex perform and will they continue to extend gains in 2024? What do you have to say?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, 8 years it has given positive returns. This is probably the longest winning streak. Next year, the gap between large, mid and small caps performance will narrow down and people will have to moderate their return expectation. I think if we get high single-digit return next year, that should be good enough.
All right. Many also want to know which sectors will outperform in 2024.
Well, you have to invest in good management, irrespective of which sector you are choosing. Subject to that, we think automobiles will do well. They will have benefit of margin expansion thanks to the volume growth. We think banking and financial services, courtesy last year's underperformance, have become more reasonably valued and fundamentals are still good. And finally, there is a longer-term theme of manufacturing in India. China plus one is resulting into companies outsourcing or sourcing their goods from various countries, including India. Companies which can cater to both domestic and global market in manufacturing industry should do well over next couple of years.
All right. Now, staying with sectors, many also saying that, look, in 2023, we saw economy-driven sectors do really well. So, do you think that trend will stay in 2024?
I think we have more risks coming from global market and hence domestic-focused industry should do well. But in this market, there is a pocket where I would like to caution investors. There are some stocks where floating stock is very, very limited. Sellers are reluctant to sell. Little bit of buying is also pushing prices higher. In this particular stocks, fundamentals are way behind pricing and valuation. Please exercise caution in such counters.
All right. Now, that is as far as sectors are concerned, but many are also wondering about stock-specific action and what must investors bet on in 2024?
Essentially, my request will be don't bet with 1 year horizon. Equity investment is for longer term. We are looking at India transiting from $3.8, $3.9 trillion economy to $30 trillion economy over a period of time. This is the journey for longer term. Don't bet with 1 year view.
Right. It is a journey for the long run. Don't look at it with a 1 year view. What must investors be cautious about then going into 2024?
Essentially, buy quality companies, be tilted towards larger caps where valuations are around its historical averages, and avoid the trap in low floating stock counters where valuations are way ahead of fundamentals.
All right. So, very, very important advice there for all our viewers and investors watching. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your market outlook for 2024. We'll be back with more news and updates after a very short break.